I'm not claiming to be that. Did you see in the picture? Certainly not. Just giving my account of the things that I've dealt with. I'll tell you right now, I'm in a kind of a strange place. Well, not sure if I should even record this one, honestly. I don't know what words to use here. I've been encompassed about, you might say, by very strange malevolence, spiritual darkness all around. And it's very strange indeed. Very persistent. At times it's been I felt a kinship with him, with Jesus, because the types of things that I've experienced in this world remind me of the portrayals of the sort of stuff that he went through. It's so weird. I mean, how many can say that they've had the devil come before them and say that they give them all the kingdoms of the world, and that all men shall bow before them if you'll only kneel at his feet? Right? That's the level of crazy that I've dealt with. And then the taunting and the threatening and the following around, the strange, weird stuff that goes on. I don't really comprehend it, the purpose of it, the meaning of it, or who in the heck I'm supposed to be, right? I'm just some, basically, I don't know, I don't want to insult myself. The world's insulted me enough. Others once thought that loved or cared about me, either cast me aside or torn me asunder. In many ways, my heart's been broken in pieces. But I stitch it all together with worn out thread. Love you anyways. Despite it all. And despite myself. And the darkness that dwells within me. And I see it all around us. Within us. The strange madness has overtaken this fabrication we call reality here. This place. I say I have my extended Riker moment. I'm talking about this, scene where he's trapped inside of a simulation by put in there by the Romulans or something. And they spin this web of this whole artificial life or something. And he's like, and then Data says can't, and he's like, "What's that? Did you just use a contraction?" Right? He's like, he just calls out all the bullshit around. Well, I'm calling out all the bullshit around, right? It's just, he's like, "Well, should we just drop this charade, shall we?" Right? That's extended freaking Riker moment. That's how I feel here a lot of the time. It's just this place is so false and filled and surrounded by darkness, and these things just camp around us and mess with our minds and poison our hearts and poison our tongue, with venomous words that we spit out at each other. They tear our hearts and souls asunder and try to drag ours under. We shall rise above. With oneness and love, right? I was just gonna say love, right? Unity, right? I mean, there is this elephant, this herd of elephants in the room to stampede us, and I don't mean to speak ill of elephants. In fact, I've heard very good things about elephants, right? But so I hate to darken their name, noble creatures that they are. But it is a turn of phrase. People talk about the elephant in the room that nobody speaks about, right? There's a darkness around us, darkness within us, a darkness that holds us bound into this world of false narratives and false selves, and it keeps us divided against each other, even when we are amongst one another. We've got to we've got to seek to cast off that darkness as best we can. So we have to look within ourselves and find that darkness that is within ourselves and cast it off as best we can. But that is easier said than done, you know. I tell you, I'm sitting here wearing this old worn out crucifix that looks half melted. This Saint Benedict medal that looks like it's worn down to less than a quarter of the thickness that it once was. Like it's been burned by fire. The type of oppression, type of dark presence that I have been under for quite some time. I look at a world and I see one that's false and illusory, but I'm stuck in it, so I try to do the best I can just to go about my day-to-day life and try to have some normalcy, to chase after the paper that the mammon that the world is deemed, the darkness that rules this world is deemed that we should all worship. We must all be, cast down and to kneel before this fucking ink to paper, this fiat false bullshit that controls our lives. So I just go out like everyone else because that's adulting, right? Chase after that shit. Just try to have some normalcy, but no, I can't have that. I just get to deal with, constant weirdness bombarding me, constant, the presence of that darkness, external, and it holds the power over this world. The prince of the power of the air in this place is very present, always talking, always in his way. I'm not talking about some kind of schizophrenic voices in my head. I'm talking about like real tangible stuff, that goes on in the world around me. But it's easy to see. Well, you see what it is really is it's a number of persistent, not isolated, repetitive types of coincidental occurrences that could be thought of as nothing but imagination. If you're not paying attention, if you don't notice how the things fit together. And I mean, it's right, I could try to explain what goes on, but it just, I don't know. I'd have to have cameras running 24/7 or something, and then just like go back and be like, okay, look at this, now look at this, now look at that, now look at this, now look at this, now notice this, notice that, right? I have to be like pointing out, like, look at that one, look at that, read that license plate, what does that say over there? Like, look at that, right? Alright. I'm sounding nuts. Well, let me explain, okay? So, quick confession, I was thinking about how I didn't want to come back to this place depressed after the strange day I'd been having, and strange years I've been having, honestly. I didn't want to come back here, with a bunch of beer sitting back here and fall back into the habit. And as I was going to get my soda this morning, first thing, a man approached the store carrying boxes of what looked like candy, right? And then I overheard him talking to the people at the store about mushrooms and, well, try to figure out the rest. So I've had some gummies, okay? Just a few, slightly over a few, I don't know. Does it really matter? I mean, the truth of what I've said is the same, I mean, we have this world that has been in the clutches of this vile, hideous wickedness that has enveloped itself around us, and it's like I mean, that's what's going on in the world. That's happening to us. That's what's happening to our world. It's happening to us all. It's happening, surrounds each one of us. We have a light within us, and there is a light of this world, and this darkness is encompassed around us and come to encase us in darkness. Like what was that? I wish I could just come up with the name of that movie off the top of my head. That would be handy, right? I know there was some sort of Oprah remake. I never watched that one. I saw like the 90s version of it. The It Force, right? Yeah. It's like this darkness come upon us, and it's blotted out our light, and it's choking us. I don't know, we've got to pull its filthy, grubby little fucking fingers off our throat and snap them off. bite them off and spit them out. You know? Spit out the damn darkness. Puke it out. Shit it out. Flush it down. Right? Rage against the dying of the light, man. That's what I'm saying. Rage against the dying of the light. You know? You can't let this shit win, or there's nothing left, man. There's nothing left. What do you have but your true love, the passion of that love and that heart that's true within you, right? What else is there? And it's out there and it's everywhere, and we are it. But it's encompassed in darkness, as are we. Like an infection. It's dumped upon us like a bog of eternal stench. And you sit here and you try to stay clean. The stench seeps into our pores and corrupts us. Makes us vile like it. Resist and it wrecks our lives. What lives we try to have in this place, this construct that it's created around us. I say cast off the chains. Cast off the shackles. Let the weak say I am strong. Let the light shine through the darkness. Let the darkness flee. Or be burned asunder. Turned to cinders. Scattered with the wind. Like dust before us. Damn them. And all their ilk. And all the vileness that seeks to corrupt us, that poisons our minds and our souls, and blackens our hearts. Damn them. I said love them, but we tire. For this has gone on for so long here. And it is wearing on our patience. Our patience is about the fuck worn, you know? I sometimes wonder why the heck I'm here. why I had to come to this place. I suppose we've all wondered that. Those of us who think, who reason, those of us who wonder about things are not simply programmed and conditioned and fully lost in darkness, that seek to rise above it at least. I try. You know? Get up on that horse and ride, you fall off, you get back up again. Gotta try. Ride, pony, ride, you know? Ride, pony, ride. Ride, pony, ride through the vast desert expansion of this wasteland. Let us trample upon the ash of those we cast asunder. Ride joyfully to the promised land.